So Dune just won 6 Academy Awards at the Oscars. It won Best Sound, Best Visual Effects, Best Original Score, Best Production Design, Best Film Editing, and Best Cinematography. Deservedly so. Now, I love Dune. And I think that Dune isn't just a movie, but a work of art. I personally think Dune is audio-visual cinema art at its finest in a way that so many other movies today just are not. And this doesn't mean that I think Dune is the best, most entertaining movie of 2021. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'm not going to say my opinion about that. But I do think that Dune as art just blows me away. And so, that is why I am going to be discussing a particular scene in Dune that I think, with just 9 looks of the main characters, conveys the entire theme and the story of Dune in just like 3 minutes. So let's play this right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna analyze each stare that each character does, and what it means. So let's do it. All right, now this first look is exchanged between Lady Jessica and the Duke. And they both know what's about to happen here. By the way, spoilers for the movie. So if you haven't watched the movie, watch that movie. So this first look is exchanged between Lady Jessica and the Duke. And they both know what's about to happen here. And that what's about to happen here has massive implications, not just for the family and their son, Paul, but also for House Atreides in general, and for Lady Jessica personally, as she brings Paul up to fill the role of the Kwisatz Haderach. And that's what that first look signifies. First of 9. Now you'll notice here.
I am smiling. How much will it cost them?
The Duke is talking.
Traveling all this way for the...
He's talking to his 2 closest advisors, the Gurney Halleck and his Mentat. His Mentat Hawat. But
this formality.
3 guild navigators, a total of 1.46 million, 62 salaries round trip.
He's not even looking at them. The Duke is hyper-focused on the herald of the change, this guy right here, who stands before him. He's not even looking at the 2 people he's talking to. And why is that? Why is his gaze trapped by the herald of the change? It's because he cannot get anything out of his mind except thinking about Arrakis. That's all he cares about at this point. And he's kind of blinded by the riches before him. And also the prospect of control, political power, and that kind of thing. So let's go on here to the third look.
By the grace of Shaddam, fourth of House Corino, ascendant to the golden lion throne of Padisha, Emperor of the known universe, I stand before you as herald of the change. were witnessed by members of the Imperial Court, representatives of the Spacing Guild, and a sister of the Bene Gesserit.
Now, this is the third look, and this is really interesting. Jessica looks at the Reverend Mother. The Lady Jessica looks at the Reverend Mother.
The Emperor!
And Rebecca Ferguson's acting here, the woman who plays the Lady Jessica, is impeccable. She's able to telegraph so much emotions just within seconds of silence in her eyes. Look at her eyes. You can see that she's anxious, she's worried about something important, and something that has to do with her ties to the Bene Gesserit. And again, it's the Lady Jessica's plan for her son Paul. She knows that the Sisterhood wanted to wait longer for the Kwisatz Haderach, or the Lisan al-Gaib, and that in training Paul in her ways, as she's already done, and in taking a Paul to Arrakis, as she's about to do, she is shortening the way. And this will have major implications later in the movie and in the books in general, the Dune books. So let's keep going here to the fourth look.
House Atreides shall immediately take control of Arrakis and serve as its steward. Do you accept?
We are House Atreides. There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray. The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis.
Now, this is the fourth look. In my opinion, it's not that interesting, but it's Paul to his father. And this is just really inspiration. Paul is looking up to his father for guidance. Paul doesn't really know what's happening here. The next look is more interesting, and let's go to that one.
House
The fifth
Atreides
look.
accepts.
And this right here, you see that? That right there is the fifth look. The Duke to his son. Now let's go. And his son to the Duke. And you can see in his eyes, again, great acting. But you can see that the Duke is worried. He's looking to his son for support, and also because he loves his son. And the Duke here, in signing this document and accepting control over Dune, over Arrakis, is signifying strength as the leader of the Atreides. But here, he is weak. He understands the political and the physical danger he's putting his family in. And he's worried for his son. And that danger is foreshadowed when right before the Duke presses his seal and makes the contract good, the camera cuts. The camera cuts to Gurney Halleck, the military man, one of the best fighters that the Atreides has. This is excellent foreshadowing to the violence that this one action that the Duke is doing right now will ultimately have on the entire Atreides and Paul and his family and himself. And so that's the fifth look. And here is the sixth look. The sixth look is an exchange between the Reverend Mother and the Lady Jessica after the Duke has officially placed his seal on the contract giving Arrakis to the Atreides. And this is really interesting because the Reverend Mother knows more than the Duke or the Lady Jessica here. The Reverend Mother knows that this is a ploy being executed by the Emperor and the Harkonnens to destroy the Atreides family. And so that look, let's go back, this look between the Reverend Mother and the Lady Jessica signifies not only disappointment for how the Lady Jessica has contorted the Bene Gesserit plan, by training Paul in the way and by taking Paul to Arrakis, but also perhaps pity for what she knows is about to happen to Jessica and the Atreides. So that's really interesting. And now let's go to the 7th look. The Lady Jessica, this is just incredible cinematography and incredible direction by Denis Villeneuve. The 7th look, Lady Jessica looks to what she values most here, her son Paul, who is not only her son in her eyes, but potentially the culmination of centuries and centuries of Bene Gesserit planning. Paul is her priority, and that look, after the brief exchange of glances with the Reverend Mother, tells the viewer so much without actually saying anything. The only person really speaking in this scene is the Herald of the Change. And yet these glances are telling the viewer everything the viewer needs to know. It's incredible. Okay, let's keep going to the 8th look, which isn't that big. But the 8th look is just Paul looking down. And this could tell the viewer a lot. It signals how unaware Paul is at this point of the greater plan and of what is about to happen to him and to his family. And it's kind of tragic. Kind of sad for Paul. And the final look, the 9th look, is the Lady Jessica back to the Reverend Mother. And then the Reverend Mother looking to the Duke's seal. And that's the real 9th look. Again, this is just foreshadowing for Paul, and this is foreshadowing for the entire plot of Dune. This is foreshadowing to the importance of Arrakis to Paul, where the Lisan al-Gaib is born and where Paul dies. And it signifies everything Paul is about to go through while he becomes the Lisan al-Gaib in Arrakis. Kind of incredible that in just... This was a 3-minute scene. In just 3 minutes, Denis Villeneuve and all the cast of Dune and everyone who worked on Dune was able to just tell the viewers so much. This is why rewatching Dune is just such... You can rewatch Dune again and again. I've watched it 7 times. I'm probably going to watch it an 8th time. I'll watch it 20 times. On each rewatch, you will see something new. That is why Dune is just a work of art in my mind. And this is just one of probably the hundreds of scenes that I can point out that demonstrate how masterful of a work of art this movie is. And yeah, that's it. See you later.